Hi everybody!
Hello.
We're having fun. There's two Saras and there's one me. What's happening to my... Oh, we're just being kooky. Our brain melt together. Oh, the other way. Wow. It's a lot of fun. I don't know what that effect's going to do at all.
Should make your face tiny and your eyebrows.
Okay. Anyway, today 10 on Easy Street. The group's official name is Ariel. What do you call it?
Oh, I don't know.
To the
I'm really excited about the day 15 that's coming up in 5 days, where
we get to create our new birthday and become who we are, or at least, how did they put it? Our preferred reality. So in this 5 days coming up to that, I want to really define exactly what it is that I want to be. I've got a really good idea, so it's not going to be too difficult. You know what you want to be?
I have a good idea.
Okay. So it's pretty exciting.
It is.
But what I've noticed, and I wrote in the post yesterday, is some interesting amount of bottled up chip on my shoulder contrast kind of stuff. The other day, my neighbor was talking to me about the job that I quit back in February. Some people might remember. I was pissed about that job. She brought it up and she was like, oh, $11 an hour is good money. I went berserk. Last night, after I got done writing that blog post that I wrote yesterday, talked to her father, and he put me right back, or I allowed myself to go right back to how pissed off I was when this kid was 2 weeks old. When in the middle of the night, she's screaming bloody murder, and my stitches are hurting me, and I can't even go to the bathroom, and he's sleeping and snoring, and I'll go get the kid's crying. How mad I got then. And something happened with you too. What happened with you?
Well, I was meditating and I was doing a pre-pave, and I was thinking about how I'm gonna call my dad, and so I could have that what is that called? The strength to get hard and be like, when are you signing up, kind of thing. And then all of a sudden all these other things started coming in my mind, and I'm like, whoa, where is this coming from? So I had to stop because I couldn't think about it anymore, and it was crazy. I was like, really? I'm trying to think of good thoughts, and all of a sudden these little things are coming in, and then I keep thinking about that, and I'm like, okay, I can't meditate right now, so I just did my stretches.
It's so silly. I saw a picture too the other day on the internet, and it was exactly the same exact house that my mom sold my grandmother back when I was a baby. She sold it to her for pennies. And my grandmother didn't do what I feel is the right thing. And instead of enjoying looking at this beautiful picture of this house that's been restored and looks really not, it actually upset me. So, for the next 5 days, up until the 15th, today's day 10, I want to explore ways to assist me in releasing and clearing my shoulders of the chips. Because it's obvious I've got them. And most of them are involving money. And I can only, at this point, I can only imagine what the flow would be like if I could release I'm saying that wrong because it's not if I could. I know I will. When I release, or as I release these things. So I am drawing into my perspective and into my reality right now different methods to do that. And I was even thinking that maybe kind of forcing myself to think about those things so that when they come up and I can feel the emotion, I can kind of tap it. Maybe I should do some tapping. I always want to do these tapping things and then I never do them. I haven't even practiced tapping. Ever. Bet you tapping would help with that. I don't know, what do I think is so silly? I don't know what. You tap your meridians.
Kind of thing.
Yeah, and it releases energy. It's kind of like Reiki or chiropractor work.
Why do the tapping?
Probably because I think it looks silly.
That is silly. You'll do laughing yoga, but you silly. You saw her video on laughing yoga, didn't you? But yeah.
So now that we just said it, tapping may be something that I could work with. Golly, I don't even know.
I don't even know either. I do like the idea of what you said before, is bringing it up, but putting it in different words. Like, I was thinking that I write it all down, and then I rewrite it.
Rewrite your story.
Rewrite it.
Because, you see, all the things that I personally feel resentful about have nothing to do with me. It's what I perceive, how I was affected. Do you know what I mean?
What would I do with the things that because mostly the dad thing is not about me either kind of thing.
No.
But also with the other stuff that I procrastinated on, and it had to do with me. What would I do about that?
What is your action? That's an action. Procrastinating is easily overcome. And that's something you have to believe. And every day that there was a great video, a great TED Talk, as a matter of fact. It was a TED Talk.
Nice.
And the woman, I'll find it. The woman, she said, from here on in, get up 15 minutes before your alarm will go off. That there's literally a window in our human, or in our American psyche, probably it's an American thing, I'm thinking, that when you have a notion to go do something, do it within 5 seconds of thinking about it. Because if you let that 5 seconds pass, you won't do it. Remember the first time I went jogging?
Yeah.
It was 2 days after watching that video. So when you have the notion to do something, especially when you know it's good for you, you don't wait more than 5 seconds. You pick up the phone and you call your dad and say, hey, when are you going to join the challenge? Or you know what I'm saying? If you get the notion, that means the universe is trying to tell you, because you should be acting on impulse, because those are signs. Those are going to be your best opportunities to have your greatest results. Even if they're negative results perceivingly, they're not. Because every time that you get used to following through on what you want, even no amount of no's could stop you, because you will have the confidence to keep making it. That's how you cure procrastination, by remembering the 5-second rule. The 5-second rule. You get up in the middle of the night, you're having a hard time sleeping, and you get this idea. Remember that one night?
Yeah.
Oh, I should write that down. Oh, I'll remember it.
She did.
Wayne Dyer talks about that. God talks to him in the middle of the night. 3 o'clock every morning, he's up. That's when he writes his books. He gets up, starts writing. He handwrites too. So instead of fighting it and saying, oh, I have insomnia, or how come I can never sleep until 10, when he's done writing, he can go back to bed. He can do whatever he wants. With the inspiration, the impulse is how the universe or God speaks to you. And every time you procrastinate, you deny it. You deny the assistance that's given to you to make your life better. And that's why that makes your life more difficult, because so procrastination's easy because all of a sudden now you have the consciousness that it's the direct you've been asking, it's the sign you've been waiting for. When you have that impulse, your direct connection with the universe is there.
Now, what about the guilt of the procrastination that happened in the past?
Well, that has to do with the resentments. They may not be married to the resentments, but the same type of feeling.
Yeah.
You resent yourself. I don't know if you should or there is a way. I only have one thing in my head that sometimes comes up, and I am able to sit there, realize it's there, and talk myself out of the bad feeling, which is pretty cool. A couple of times I've said it out loud and actually interacted with the person I thought needed to help me with it. But most of the times when the thought comes, I take care of myself because it's not the other person's thing. And I certainly shouldn't be drawing attention to anything negative, you know? The rest of all the bad shit I've done, I've just forgiven myself for. Like having, I talk about with sexuality, that you should have I feel that women should have a more masculine approach to sexuality. They certainly shouldn't be upset if they have a one-night stand. It's a one-night stand. You made a choice and you acted on impulse and you got laid. It's certainly not something to be upset about or carry into your next day even. You know, I mean, or that morning. So forgiving yourself kind of takes that kind of context where it's what I did. You know, it was harder for me when I was younger, especially with school. I mean, I graduated high school and I dreamt about it up until almost 30, where I would have nightmares that I couldn't find my locker or I'd remember my combination, or I'd walk into a class and they'd be like, oh, you haven't been here in over a year, you need to go now. You know, like, so I had guilt about it for a while, and maybe it's something that you just don't deal with. But now I understand what school is, and it's probably pretty good that I was in and out the doors like that, and that it happened the way it did. So it's kind of like, I guess, changing your mind about it. Like, what do you feel like you procrastinated on that?
School.
School. What part of it?
When I leave high school, junior year.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I procrastinated about the homeschooling.
That gives you guilt.
And then not graduating.
Well, that's something that could be solved.
Yeah.
And it's not something that defines you.
No.
But you feel it does. You think it's an example of all the other times you procrastinated.
I do, yeah.
And then it creates a negative emotion about things you want to do because you might not ever follow through because you never did before. So you got to forgive yourself. And the best way to learn how to do it is just to go ahead and start listening to your inner voice and start listening and give yourself that 5-second rule. And as soon as that 5 seconds goes by and you're not in motion towards that impulse, get in motion towards that impulse. You're an entrepreneur. You work for yourself. There is nothing that you can't do at any time that you want to do it. You're about to become a mother.
Yeah.
That's not going to hold you back either. So you get an impulse, you take action. You know, it might not, like, say you get an impulse, oh my gosh, I really want to go to the beach today. What can I do? Well, then in 5 seconds, make some sort of action towards that. And if it doesn't come through, you took the action, you heard the voice, you made it happen, and it will fruition if it's supposed to or not. You know what I'm saying? It means that the next time that you wake up and your impulse is to go to the beach, it'll probably happen. You know, it's practice. So forgive yourself for that, because it doesn't define you. Mm-hmm. It doesn't define how you are for the rest of your life, unless you hold on to the guilt. Then it will.
Okay.
Then definitely it will. Now what about me? It's the same thing, I think. Like what I was just saying before about the one thing that I have that's like kind of gets me sometimes, like, whoa, such a bad evil lady. I'm not a bad evil lady. I did what I did. I didn't do what I didn't do. And I'm able to, feel it and then move it and realize that it doesn't define the relationship that I thought it did. It just doesn't. Yeah. Look at us. That's my best friend.
Yeah, right?
And she came out of my area. She's my daughter. Well, you didn't. Pop. She did pop. Think of when we went to go see the midwife, and the midwife asked me, how was your birth experience? It actually upset me. I was like, it was horrible. You know what I mean? Like, why is it the only thing that I remember about that fucking thing, but that experience, the most amazing thing in the world happened that day. All the other experiences are nothing compared to it. And maybe those feelings brought me to those things that I regret. I don't know. What I do know is that the person I'm going to be born into, or that I am going to realize that I already am on the 29th, 15 days into this, does not have those problems. Doesn't even have those memories. So that's my thing. I'm going to work on that and start doing what I do with that particular thing. And just when it does come up, somebody mentions that $11 an hour is good money, I'll just say, yeah, sure. Maybe for you it is. Maybe I don't even have to say that. That's even staying on the sarcastic side. Because I don't have to be resentful or feel like a slave or feel like, what if this didn't happen, then I would be here. Me and Marilyn talked about this way long ago. Because she was asking me, what's your resistance? And it was, if the money came in from Stacy, we wouldn't have had our lights turned off. If my dad paid child support, wouldn't have been hard on my mom. If those things didn't happen, and it's not my business. And if I'm going to continue to allow that to define me, I'm going to continue to allow it to define me. And it's manifesting itself in physical form all the time. Is it not?
Yeah.
Ooh, I think we're having a breakthrough. If I let the resentments define me, I will continue to struggle with money because it will be part of my reality. I like it. If you let your former procrastination problem you're going to continue to procrastinate because you're going to constantly feel bad. You'll feel sad all the time. You can't get it. I used to have a big thing. I was a quitter. I was a big quitter. I would join ballet, guitar, piano, you name it. And as soon as it got a little bit difficult, I quit. Now that in itself is not bad, but feeling guilty about it is. You shouldn't be doing something that you don't like. If something challenges you when you love it, that's not going to make you quit. Challenge you and you're going to keep going, you're going to get better. If it challenges you and it just totally sends you sideways, then yeah, maybe you should look for something that you like, and when it challenges you, you don't run off. But I felt guilty about quitting when I shouldn't have. I went through that for a long time. For a really long time. So I understand.
Yeah, because that's pretty much what procrastinating was.
Mm-hmm.
It was me giving up. Like, okay, that's it.
Yep. I don't know, thanks.
It is.
Yeah.
It really wasn't. Well, I did homeschooling. That was so much fun.
Yeah.
But they're at home and they're doing homework on the computer, and then you're like, I'll do it later. I'll do it later. And then you don't do it later. That was my problem. Then talking to the teachers, I don't know why.
Terrified.
I was terrified to talk.
Terrified of talking to the. That's one thing. Many people.
People. How did you go on that? I didn't.
That's all the big guys, all the like the personal development, like the business especially, and I think even in the LOA, yeah, because they're all the same thing. The discussion about you're afraid to ask for need. If you're afraid to ask for what you need, then you don't feel confident in what it is you're asking for. And then you don't feel confident about what you need. And then, I mean?
Yeah.
Like when we were going with the no lights, there's just some things I just want. I won't even ask. And if we needed it, she got to go ask. Because I won't ask. People that are confident about, people that get what they want and have what, and are successful in things, always ask.
Yeah.
If they don't get it. Because it's huge.
Because I have a close. Is that how you would say it? If you ask, you gotta know. Okay. If you ask, you gotta yes. Okay.
Yeah, you unattached, and you have to be unattached to outcome. So, it's really cold out tonight. Do you think we could use your... Would it be alright if we use your heat? They say no, it's no different than the situation that I'm currently... There's no heat, that's it. If they say... Now, if they say yes out of guilt, it's not your fucking business. So, if that's where they come from. Yeah. So, it's like I always say, I'd rather an honest no than a dishonest yes. I really don't care anymore. If you want to dishonestly give me a yes and I'm still getting what I want, what do I care about how your psychology worked that out for yourself? It doesn't matter. We're responsible for our own well-being, and we need help from one another, and that's one of the biggest things is being able to ask. So we got this next 5 days. I'm kind of excited. Are you excited? I'm excited.
I'm really excited.
So, what else?
I don't know, what else?
Well, I guess what we'll do is we'll go on the search for some video. Maybe there's some Abraham getting a vortex. Because I love Abraham very much. Bashar, because he's pretty, well, he's freaking great.
He's freaking awesome.
Yeah. And maybe we'll discover something new, find a blog. It's amazing what you can attract. Last night I attracted a blog from TK Coleman. Love that. There's a lot of resonance.
Seems to be resonating.
He resonates with me pretty good.
Yeah.
I like that a lot. So, anyway, I'll go ahead and put TK's blog link underneath this video just because you should be reading it too. And mine and Sarah's. And that's all for now. It's a long video, but
Oh, it's a very long video.
it's going to take about 4 hours to upload.
So you'll see it probably around...
To tomorrow, day. Alright, bye guys. Day 10, rock on. Oh! Let's talk about result quick.
Result?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm thinking to myself last night, ooh, I hit my first promotion in my business last month. And I have to maintain my promotion. I have to continue to produce results to maintain the promotion and go on to the next one. And there were a couple of cancellations in my team. One team member lost a customer, another team member lost two, and I'm like, ooh, we go by volume. Volume was off by a few $100s, and I'm thinking, I mean, love my company. They hold your position for 90 days no matter what. But I want to constantly be on the upward swing. You know, I don't want to just get a promotion and quit. You know, like, that's bullshit just because it gets hard or whatever. So, I was thinking about it last night. I said, tomorrow I got to go and get in my back office, and all the people that have requested information and never answered the phone before, I'm giving them a call. I got to pull it together, blah, blah, blah. And I go and check in my back office, and there's been a new customer sign up. And their order bridged the gap of customers that we lost over the month. So I am still the qualified director. and I'm really excited.
Really awesome.
Really excited. So I got an hour. Actually, I got more than that. I got 4 hours to close out in Rose Pool. So hasta la vista, baby.
Bye.
Gross.